man who's an A+ at one thing will sleep with better looking women than a man who's a B- at everything. Get this through your thick skulls, ladies. Fat girls are gross. You don't want to lift weights because you're lazy. Just keep it real. You got an abortion because you didn't want to wreck your body.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 320th edition of TSR Primetime, your nightly dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness, freshly out of the shower. Ooh, there we go. Running a few minutes late, but I'm here just the same. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. One of the many consistent staples we teach here in the manosphere is that men and women are very different from one another, obviously, right? I mean, I'm not breaking news on that front. The world would have us believe that we as men and women are exactly the same, but not even the world believes that, not even feminism, right? They say they do, but they really don't. Everyone knows that men and women are very, very different from one another. And one of the biggest differences is that men like to solve problems and women simply like to talk about them. Neither is better or worse than the other. This is just how men and women operate differently in this regard. A lot of guys wonder why their wives or their girlfriends get upset with them when they offer solutions to a problem she's talking about. Right? Like we've all heard of and been in this situation. She comes home and she starts to talk about how she can't stand it when her boss gives her too much work. And when you say, well, ask your boss to give you less work, she gets a little bit irritated. Why? Well, she wasn't really looking for a solution. All she really needed was to talk about it. And if you let her finish without offering a solution, she feels better even though her problem wasn't solved. If your woman needs a solution and she trusts your judgment, trust me when I tell you, she will ask for it. But most men, being problem solvers, we offer unsolicited solutions because it's in our nature. It's just who we are. Something that men should be more aware of is that different problems take different amounts of time to solve. For example, if your dog pees on the floor, it takes 15 seconds to clean it up. If your engine is running a little rough, it takes about an hour to change your oil and your oil filter. But when it comes to major issues, big time chess or big time crime problem, most are grossly unaware, surprisingly, about the fact that they can resolve one day. And I know I've got, so let me cut off Blog Talk Radio here. 1 second. Okay, let me leave that page. All right. So I've cut off Blog Talk Radio. Do I still have static? Now you guys can't hear me. Okay. Okay. How about now? Can you guys hear me now? All right. My apologies here, guys. I have figured out, or at least I thought I figured out, that Blog Talk Radio, now we've got echo. Oh boy. Jesus Christ. Give me a second here, guys. Alright. So I've cut off Blog Talk Radio. Do I still have static? Okay. Now you guys can't hear it. I can hear it just fine on my iPad here. Okay. Manish says it's all good now. Let me get a couple more. Okay. All right. Rolo says it's all good. Okay. Very good. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Every once in a while I get the, I do get these issues. Anyway, one thing that men should be aware of, like I was saying, is that different problems take different amounts of time to solve, right? I just talked about, for example, if your dog pees on the floor, it takes about 15 seconds to clean it up. If your engine is running a little rough, it takes about an hour or so to change your oil and your oil filter. Simple math. But when it comes to major issues, major challenges, or big-time problems, surprisingly, most men are grossly unaware of the fact that they can't be resolved in one day. If someone is overweight, it takes months, sometimes even years, to get back down to that healthy weight. It takes consistency, it takes discipline, and it takes a complete lifestyle change. But people think that they can take the same approach as the pee on the floor or maybe changing their oil. So what do? They go out and they buy weight loss pills and expect to drop 30 pounds in 30 days, okay? And it never works out, okay? And they end up worse off than they were before. They end up maybe gaining 20 or 30 pounds. We've all seen those weight loss pills commercials. You don't have to change a thing. Just take this weight loss pill and you're good to go. People think they can change their finances by getting involved with one of those pyramid schemes or those get-rich-quick schemes, or starting a YouTube channel. That seems to be a trend, right? But when the CEO of the pyramid scheme, when that company's CEO gets arrested for fraud, and their YouTube channel's only got 54 subscribers in just over 6 months, only then do they realize, oh, maybe it takes time, maybe it takes discipline, maybe it takes patience to build wealth and a stable financial future. Now, men and women alike attempt to solve major problems with minimal effort, more often than not. They think they can Google how to get rich or how to make money online or how to become an alpha male. Google spits out what they believe is the cheat code, like Rollo Tomassi likes to talk about, and voila, problem solved. And it never, ever works out this way. And people, unfortunately, end up learning this the hard way. The thing is, despite the fact that they can never resolve these major issues with minimal effort, they continue to look for shortcuts and cheat codes to solve the major issues in their lives without challenging themselves or staying disciplined or consistent over an extended period of time. One of the biggest, now, I said all that to say this, one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issue just about every man has in his lifetime, is a bad wife. He is married to an overweight, bitchy woman with a bad attitude who doesn't fuck him, doesn't cook, and spends more time watching Orange is the New Black on her phone than her kids. Now, most men would love to just say fuck it and walk away. Now, obviously, men can't do that without her taking her pound of flesh. What with the bias in the family court systems, right? Not only will he lose custody of his children, his soon-to-be ex-wife will be entitled to at least half of his present and future earnings because of child support and alimony payments. This is one reason why most husbands just kind of grin and bear it and they suffer in silence. The other reason a lot of men choose to stay with their wives, guys, is because they genuinely love their wives, right? Listen, man, like you guys know how we talk about in the manosphere, marriage is a bad bet. Marriage is a bad idea. Listen, you're getting no argument from me. But Rollo Tomassi often talks about the fact that a lot of men who find the red pill are awakened while married. What are you supposed to do with those? What are you supposed to do with when you're awakened while married? Again, you can't just up and leave. She's going to take half your shit and the kids. And like I said, he may still love his wife, for better or worse, right? She may not be who she used to be, but he fell in love with her for a reason. And every man with a bad wife kind of secretly hopes that she'll all of a sudden morph into the woman he first met, and unfortunately, this never happens. Now, we can all sit here and say, well, if my wife were bitchy and fat and doesn't give me sex, I'd be gone. Right? Like, listen, we'd all like to say that. But it's easy for someone on the outside to say that about someone else, someone that he has no emotional connection with. But when you're actually in a relationship with someone you've been married to for 7, 8, 10 years, you've got 2 or 3 children together, happy memories, all of the rest of that, it's not that simple. It's easy for someone who is emotionally disconnected to give advice, albeit good advice, because the best advice is, of course, given by someone who is on the outside looking in and is impartial. But picking up and leaving your wife of 10 plus years and 3 children, that's a lot easier said than done. So now the question is, what is a man to do if he feels trapped because of the family court systems, or he actually loves his wife, or both? Well, tonight I'm going to offer a solution, gentlemen. Now, this isn't going to be some hocus pocus magic bullet cheat code solution, like dress like this, say this and do that, and she'll be back on your dick like a stripper on a pole in the Rents do. Not even close. This is going to be a very long, drawn-out, carefully thought-out, carefully planned, and executed strategy to get your wife back in line and your marriage back on track. And I'm going to give you 2 warnings here, guys. Number 1, this will not be easy. This is going to take time. This is going to take effort. This is going to take balls, right? If you don't see this through till the end, you're going to end up worse off than you were before you started, just like the idiots who buy those weight loss pills. Once you start this process, guys, there is no going back. And if you go back, you literally undo all the progress you've made. So you have to decide if it's really worth it to undertake this process. Go all in and get your wife back, or if it's too difficult and you're okay being trapped by a woman who only fucks you on your birthday and on Halloween when you have a George Clooney mask on, then you can act accordingly. The second warning I'm going to give you is that this is not guaranteed to work, guys. The hard truth, guys, is that if this process doesn't work, if this process doesn't light a fire under your wife's ass, then guess what, gentlemen? Your wife doesn't love you anymore. I would even go as far as to say that if you get more than halfway through this process, your marriage is probably over. Now, as shitty as that sounds, there is good news. By seeing this process through to the end, even if you know halfway through there is no hope for her, there's no hope for your marriage, I can almost guarantee that you will probably have fallen out of love with her at that point anyway, and you're going to find out in part 2 tomorrow night. So now you guys are probably thinking, okay, Donovan, what is this process you're talking about? This sounds way too good to be true. You're telling me that if I see this process through to the end, I'll know my wife doesn't love me anymore, and I will no longer love my wife? You're telling me that there's a win-win situation for me here? How in the world can this be? I am loosely basing this on a Red Pill Reddit post called The 12 Levels of Dread. It was published 3 years ago, and it's solid fucking gold, but the only problem is that it lacks context and examples. It's an excellent outline and guide, but right now it's kind of just a skeleton with no meat on the bones. Well, I'm going to put the meat on those bones and give you a comprehensive, maybe 10 to 11 step process of getting your wife back in line and getting your marriage back on track. Now, if your marriage really is over, you'll have to decide whether or not you want to stay with her until the kids are out of the house, or if you want to just cut bait, take your chances of court, and hope you don't get bent over by the judge of the court system. But not to worry, guys. I'm going to cover all of that in Friday's episode. I haven't come up with a title yet, but it's going to discuss in depth what a man can do to mitigate and maybe even eliminate the damage of an impending divorce, and maybe, dare I say, even win his divorce. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. That's going to be Friday night because part 2 is tomorrow night. I'm not doing a show on Thursday night. I'll be at the link for the Eagles' last preseason game against the New York Jets. So Friday night, we will discuss what to do when and if you decide to get a divorce. But tonight and tomorrow night, we're going to talk about how to avoid divorce, how to get your marriage back on track, get your wife back in line, and get your dick wet again. My opening rant is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbal, some of the highest quality kratom on the planet. Happy Hippo Kratom will give you an energy boost, laser focused, and increase in productivity, all without caffeine. Go to happyhippoherbals.com now and save 25% when you pay with Bitcoin. That includes your shipping. It is Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. I'm going to try to get the phone lines back going again. If you guys would let me know, I'm going to go, let me see if I can get back in here. I'm going to continue the episode on Blog Talk Radio because we actually figured out a while back that it was Blog Talk Radio that was causing all the static. And it appears that that's what happened again this time too. So hopefully I'm gonna try to get that back on track. All right, let's check the chat here. We've got Rollo Tomasi in the house, the godfather of the manosphere. I don't know why it's not.
To speak to customer service, press 3.
Excellent.
Sensitive.
All right, so looks like Blog Talk Radio is back on track, kind of. Now, if you guys would, again, let me know. I'm going to bring Blog Talk. There we go. I'm going to bring it back online. Let me know if I have any more static here. If I get more static, then today we're just not going to take phone calls today. It's just not going to be worth it to keep fucking around with it. Okay, let's see what we've got here. All right. Mr. Mink says, looks like a new broadcast booth. No, actually, I just changed the camera angle a little bit. I raised the camera a little bit and gave it another angle. So yeah. I'm actually making some studio upgrades here in a little bit. Rollo Tomasi says you have to reconstruct yourself for yourself. Damn it, Rollo. Quit giving away the show. Damn it. You down with OPP? Heathen Deluxe says marriage is a terrible construct. Yep. You got that right. You definitely got that right. Okay, so Sharpe Assist says I sound good on the website. Guys, if you would let me know if I sound all right, if I sound good. If I sound good, I'll go ahead and open up the phone lines again. And Heathen Deluxe says, pointless venture unless you need someone to wipe your ass in your advanced age. Well, dude, you can go to a nursing home for that. You can get one of the hot orderlies to do that for you, right? Good to have you guys in tonight. If you have a story about a terrible wife, whether it's yours or someone else's, give me a call. 914-205-5356. If you have a story about how you or someone you know turned a bad wife into a good wife, you guys can hit me too. If you've got an unrelated question about game, girls, if you need advice, want to get something off your chest, you guys can hit me as well. If you're a simp, a troll, a feminist, or a black woman, and you want to challenge me on my positions, give me a call. I'm certainly not afraid of confrontation, and some would say I welcome it. I prefer it. I had Adam, I forgot what the fuck his last name was, tried trolling me on Facebook. He entered the Lion's Den and I fucked his ass up. Like, he was absolutely terrible. I fucked his ass up. And the thing is when he called in, I actually expected him to have strong arguments, but he sounded like he was drunk or high. He's like, well, black women is queens. I'm like, well, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it was just ridiculous. It was all rhetoric. He basically spoke in memes and Facebook posts, which, listen, I don't know why. I mean, I understand he called in. He wanted to show he wasn't a punk, but dude, like, if you're gonna call a guy like me, man, you gotta have your facts straight. Otherwise, you get fucked up. That's how it goes. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe on all 3 platforms. To get access to all of my content, go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. There you will find the archive of all episodes of TSR Primetime, both audio and video, so you can listen on the go or watch at your leisure. You'll also get access to the shows I do with some of the most influential red pill guys out there. Rollo Tomasi, Minister Jap, Alpha Male Strategies, Alan Roger Curry, and Illimitable Man have all made regular appearances on my show. Now, you can watch live Monday through Thursday evening at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, but if you want to be able to rewatch or re-listen, less than 17 cents a day is all it takes. If you want to support the show, but you're a little low on cash, you can still contribute. Just go to donovansharpe.com and shop through my Amazon affiliate link at the top of my homepage. By doing all your Amazon shopping through my link, you'll be supporting the show at no cost to you. It will not cost you 1 red cent. Great way to contribute if you're not a millionaire like Rollo Tomasi. He's the guy that I decided to call out on that.
One thing I could definitely say about the one-on-one testimonials with Donovan is that he gives clear-cut, pragmatic advice.
I came to him about 6 to 8 months ago, and at the time, my wife and I were having a lot of trouble.
If you have a question about women, relationships, sex, finances, game,
A massive blessing for my relationship and my life.
Donovan answers questions, listens, and gives solid advice.
You know, some of the top things that he teaches are what got my marriage back on track. Very grateful to him.
I can definitely say 100% Donovan's the real deal. Give Donovan a call.
Guys, if you need help with your wife or girlfriend, if you need help with attracting beautiful women, or you need help getting started living the red pill life, book a consultation with me on donovansharpe.com/consults. One of my clients had a wife who wouldn't suck his dick, and in less than 2 months, she was pulling down his pants as soon as he walked in the door. Another one of my clients got caught cheating, red-handed. His girl kicked him out and took his key. He gave me a call, and 4 months later, not only is he back in the house, she loves him more than ever. If you're not happy with your life, gentlemen, you've got to take the red pill. If you want to dominate life and be truly content as a man, you've got to get a consult with me. Now, keep in mind that the more detail you give me, the more effective I am. If you send me a form that says, "Hey, Donovan, how can I get laid?" or "Hey, Donovan, my wife isn't fucking me," I'm going to send you a refund immediately. I need stories, guys. I need examples. I need details. The more detail, the better. Like I said yesterday, guys, I'm like a vehicle. The more gas you give me, the further I can drive you. It's that simple. Don't be afraid to write me a novel. I am here for you guys. Go to donovansharpe.com/consults and book your consultation. Book your one-on-one consultation with me today. All right, good to have you guys in here. We're about to get started. On the main topic at hand here. There we go. All right, making sure my static is still okay. Looks like I'm good to go. No static there. Excellent. If you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, and you want to know how to save your marriage by getting your wife back in line. Come on over to donovansharpe.com to find out. Again, my Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter audience, come on over to donovansharpe.com to watch the rest of TSR Primetime, to learn how to get your fat, bitchy, ungrateful wife back on your dick where she belongs, provided she gets thin, of course. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you guys in a minute. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Let's go to the phone lines. Area code 954. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
How you doing, Donovan?
Doing good. You?
I'm not doing too good, man.
What's up, man? Talk to me.
I keep thinking about the future. You know, both of my brothers are married, and I'm the only one that's not married. I keep thinking about, is there something wrong with me? I know when I look in the mirror, I don't see like I'm an ugly guy or something. You feel me?
How tall are you?
I'm a heavy set person, so
no. Wait, hold on. Don't say
I'm going to the gym every day.
Hold on. Stop right there. You said you're heavy set, but you're going to the gym every day. How much do you weigh?
I was almost 400 pounds. Now I'm 293.
Okay, all right, excellent. So you're making progress there. How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay. So you're almost 6 feet tall. Your question was, you're worried because you're the only one of your brothers who isn't married, and the future is grim, and all the rest of that. Well,